Like we said, modern music gives us an opportunity of using those Sus4s in a different way. For example, if we start with A7 Sus4, and this chord becomes F7 Sus4, you just realize that there is no room or no resolution. It's just this Sus4 becomes another Sus4. And there's another G7 Sus4, which will become A7 Sus4. Why are we doing it? Well, this is what makes the music modern. Like you could very easily resolute eventually, like this could become, you know, like a flat 7 into some kind of dominant D flat major 7, right? And beautiful. And so this is the resolution of that chord. Remember we talked about the structure and the symmetry. Okay, so the symmetry in music looks like this. When you compose music and you use the Sus4 or any other chord, you could think about how these chords travel. Like the E Sus4 becomes F, so this is just a half a step jump. Okay, so this is just half a step jump. Between G and E flat, half a step jump. Between F and G, it's a whole jump. Okay, so these jump by major second and others by half. So when I compose or improvise or try to fill, right, in that space of creation, I think symmetry. Half a step, this creates a duet. Then I jump whole step to create another duet. I could jump another whole step to create another duet, and so on, so on. So for example, if the duet is E7 Sus4, F7 Sus4, which is right one step right next from each other. So this is the one sentence. Another sentence is G and A flat. And if I travel from E flat the whole step, we are going to end up with B flat Sus4. And now another relationship, it's gonna be go from B flat to B Sus4. Half a step, half a step. So we've got systemic rays, right? Of that chord, up and up and up and elevate and all those shapes. What happened in a way, they don't happen accidentally. You make them. You make their existence happen. Music theory helps a lot. However, music theory is not everything. We want to understand it and then elevate it or take it to the next level based on that science. If we concentrate on our C7 Sus4 chord and build it from C, okay, 1, 4, 5, and 7. That's the structure. Also, we've got tensions, 9, 11, 13. Okay, so right now it's not a big deal. We can always skip these tensions Just forget about them and just concentrate on those 4 and 7 chords. What excites me the most about that build provides us unique intervals to our ear to hear. And these intervals are perfect fourth. Between C and 4, I mean C and F, that's a perfect fourth. And between F and B flat, another perfect fourth. Okay? So I'm thinking this is golden. I would love to keep that kind of thinking, you know, when I build Sus4 chords. It's getting even more interesting if we start using the tensions. You see, this tension ninth can be dropped 1 octave lower. And look, if this is the tension, it creates a major second relationship or interval between 1 and 2. Because this tension ninth becomes 2, right? So this is major second. Now there is another major second interval between F and G. So it's another win, since most of the chords, they use minor thirds and major thirds when it comes to chord build and the structure, structural integrity, right? So now my chord C7 Sus4, it's loaded with perfect fourth and major seconds. What a great opportunity. So now when I use my left hand, I want to include as many of these as possible. Okay? So I'm gonna look on the piano, look, and find those shapes. Like if I have to drop that flat 7 1 octave lower, I will. But it's not only about theory, it's about how it sounds like. So I'm gonna listen and then evaluate if actual drop kind of gave me the results I'm looking for. If not, forget about it. Okay, it's out of the window. If I don't like, my ear doesn't like or doesn't like, I'm not influenced, I'm not excited about it, it's like, what's the point of using it? So what I'm gonna do, I'm going to like skip off using it, okay, for a brief moment. The bottom line is, if I have to use 2 or 3 notes with my left hand comp, they better be good ones. So I'm gonna search for like the most impactful relationships I can produce with these fingers to achieve that result. Okay? The traditional Sus4 wants to be resolved. Traditional C7 Sus4, let's just do a C7, wants to be resolved on C7. The only note what it's gonna be resolved is this F becomes 3. And that's the only difference. So no matter what kind of inversion we are facing, the same result is gonna be applied to that new circumstances. Fourth wants to be resolved on 3 before gets resolved for something else. In modern music, you don't have to do it at all. In modern music, you can continue, like we proved recently with modern chords progression on the piano earlier. When it comes to traditional harmony movement, okay, so this is the most traditional circumstances. When D becomes G, it becomes suspended for another G, and this G get resolved to C. So now when I think about 3 and 7 of the D minor 7, I'm thinking F and C. So this is 7th and this is flat 3, right? So now when it comes to G7 Sus4, you see this C. If I keep it, it becomes 4. Well, this is exactly what you want from the theory standpoint. And then F can stay F, and this flat 3 becomes 7. So you see the 4 and 7. So now I've got a structural sound under my fingertips based on just the 2 notes. Now, when it gets resoluted, this F will stay as 7, and 4, it's going to be resolved on 3 of that G7 chord. And of course, this 3 could stay as a major 7, and this F could be resoluted on 3 of the C major 7 as well. So that's the harmony movement, and this is how we can look at the chain of chords, or chords progression if you wish. But this technique stays, you know, it's similar. If I add the tension, for example, if I add the tension 9th to D minor 7, this tension 9th could become my 5 towards G7 Sus4. How cool is that? Okay, so now I could raise this into tension 13th or keep it as 5 for another. So I don't want to be boring, exactly. So I'm going to raise it up for tension, excuse me, tension 13th. And look, I could drop it down for tension 9th. Look how fast we achieved a pretty decent transformation. By using one hand to using 3 notes, became 3 notes, 3 notes, 3 notes. Someone else took care of the bass. If I decide to keep the bass, guess what? I've got plenty of resources in my left hand. So I can include that D. I can include that 5 or tension 11 into D minor 7 and just continue, right? But the idea is that we kind of go through the progression and resolute these notes closest way possible for the, you know, the most impactful notes what basically stand for that sound of that new chord. So I'm thinking I'm on this chord. This is what I present. Now I'm going that way. And now I need to present the flavor of that new chord. I'm looking for notes, the most impactful notes of that new chord. And how can I resolute what I have into what I want, right, towards that new chord. So this chord's progression continues and boom. Modern music allows us to play with symmetry in music. It doesn't have to be logical. One of the methods to use in build symmetry in music is that you build systemic intervals. So, for example, minor third up. So C becomes E flat, G flat, A. So constantly minor third up, right? Minor third up could become major. Okay? This is example of systemic jumps. Now, perfect fifth down, perfect fourth up. That's the systemic up. You could combine these things. Like, for example, you could do 3 jumps with minor third up. And then you can switch the distance for major thirds up. Okay, so this could be C7 Sus4, this could be E flat Sus4, this could be G flat 7 Sus4, okay, and this could be F7 Sus4. So you can experiment with C sharp 7 Sus4. So you could experiment with those transitions and just go up by minor thirds, go down by minor second, and then climb up with major thirds. Okay, so this is just the example. You could go for 1 and sharp fourth. You can then go down for D and then G sharp, and then E, A sharp or B flat sharp. It's the same thing. Augmented fourth. I hope this is helpful and kind of opens your mind towards the beauty of that chord and how powerful and useful this chord is, especially in our modern music. A royal composer provides students around the world with detailed musical knowledge. Let's take the challenge out of building chords. I will show you the way. Our signature course, Chord World, teaches you how to build chords in music. We are talking about triad 7 chords and tensions with all the inversions, 21st century stuff. With a little bit of effort, topics such as 7 chords or tensions could become your favorite topics. The Chord World provides everything you need to know about the chords in music from A to Z. No matter what style of music you create, our powerful, detailed video presentations will help your music production. If you are serious about the music creation, check out Chord World. We are here to support you and your music.